Hi, my loves. I bring you good tidings from a Nigerian girl's kitchen. This is the traditional Nigerian way of making pancakes. This is the type of pancake our mothers back then they used to do, not the conventional pancake mix. So I'm still like a home girly. I still like to make my pancakes the traditional way. Today, I want to show you my ultimate pancake recipe, and I would really like you to try it out and let me know in the comment section what you think about it. For someone who has never tried this recipe before, it's definitely going to feel different. You're definitely going to experience a different kind of taste. So just stick with me, follow my lead, and let me show you how we do it over here. So I was already making pancakes and I thought to show you guys because I realized that I've not shown you guys this local way of making pancake, not the conventional way, the other type of pancake that feels like bread in the mouth. So this is how I like to make my pancakes. I'd already started, then I remembered to just show you guys. So this is all the ingredients I'll be using for my pancakes. If you've never tried this type of pancake, I want you to try it because you're going to come back to the comment section to tell me how much you liked it compared to the pancake mix that is being sold in the stores. I don't normally buy those ones. I don't buy pancake mix because I like to make my pancake from scratch and I like to make it more traditional way, more local way because of how I like my taste. So what I'm using today is the flour. This is the flour. So I'm going to be holding this as a teacher. So this is the flour, and then we have eggs here. In here I hope you can see it. So I have eggs, and I think I have is it 3 eggs? Yeah, I have 3 eggs in here and 3 big eggs in here. Then I have scotch bonnet and I have onions. This is all I have here, no spices yet. Then we have the evaporated milk. So this is not going to be enough. This is almost out, so I'm going to be using this. And I just opened this one. There's a fresh one I just opened. So this is an evaporated milk. We need milk for it. Then we're going to be using oil, then salt, little salt and little sugar, just little sugar. The sugar is optional, but I like to add a little bit of sugar, very tiny bit of sugar. Then I add little bit of seasoning, just tiny bit of seasoning is optional too, but you can just add it for extra flavor. Yeah, so this is my own recipe, my own pancake recipe. Give it a try, you never know. So for people who might not agree with the ingredient list, like I said earlier, this is my recipe. This is how I like to make my pancakes. Sometimes I might decide not to put sugar, but the sugar is very minimal, like very, very minimal. I might decide not to put sugar. It's all about your choice. When it comes to cooking, there are no rules. It's just for you to go with the flow, like what you feel like eating at that moment. Yeah, so just try my recipe and let me know what you think. So I've already done this one, so I'm going to be mixing the flour now. So I'm making flour for 2 for myself and my friend. I think this should be enough. Yeah, that should be enough. So I'm going to be adding water. Basically, we're going to making this into a paste. So I need to add more water because I want it to be like semi-liquid, not too watery though. I don't have measurements. I'm not I don't know. People that do like their channel is all about food. They have all this everything planned out properly. they have measuring spoons, measuring cups, measuring plate, measuring everything. I don't measure. So you're going to mix it to be sure, make sure that whatever you're doing, it doesn't have seed, it's a smooth paste. Let me take the camera down a little bit so that you can see what I'm doing. Okay. So you have to make sure there are no lumps in it. Mix to get a smooth consistency. So I'm mixing it to the extent where everything is smooth. So this is done. This is smooth enough. I'm going to be adding the milk. You see, this is not enough. So I'm just going to be adding just a little more. That's enough. So whatever quantity of anything you're using, just use it at your own discretion. I'm going to be adding more flour because it's now a bit too running. So it's running too much and I don't want that. So I'm going to be adding 2 more spoons of flour for now. For it to get a bit of thick consistency and not a running consistency, that way your pancake is going to be a bit thick. So I'm going to be adding tiny bit of salt. So look at the quantity of salt I'll be using. Like very minimal salt. Then you add tiny bit of sugar. See? Very minimal. Then at this stage, you have to taste it to be sure that these things you've added. You know we're adding eggs, so you will not want your pancake to taste bland. But at this stage, it's time for you to taste it. It tastes good already. So I'm going to be adding our mixture here. So see? So you've got yourself a very rich pancakes. I'm going to be adding tiny bit of seasoning. Very tiny bit, so don't go and put too much. Don't even use this. This is too much. So I'm just going to be taking a little from it. This is what is left. And I just use a little. So when you taste it and you feel like you still need more, then you can add a little bit of everything. So see, this is thick. Yeah. You mix everything properly together. Then I'm going to add tiny bit of dried pepper. Just a tiny bit. See? This is optional. Totally optional. So the sugar is optional, the seasoning cube is optional, but it's just not going to give you the same taste. So this is a very rich, very rich pancakes. Yeah, this tastes really good. So my pan has been heating already. So I'm using the sunflower oil, just a tiny bit. So tiny bits. You're going to use very little oil. You can use what do you call it, butter. You can use cooking butter. You can use oil. So this is what our pancake looks like. So I'm going to be putting I think I should do so what I do is I press it against the pan to get the heat to pass through the pancakes. So I added a tiny bit of sugar because I felt like it was tasting a bit bland. So I added just a little more sugar. But in all, the sugar I've used is not up to 1 tablespoon. Yeah, I feel like the taste is better now compared to before. So I put this here so that it can soak up any oil that is left. Let's go to the next one. Don't forget to press it. So I like to press it so that the heat can go through it properly. Fake left. They say believe anything is still on TikTok. My ultimate pancake recipe. It's burning. Let me talk like Ghana people. It's burning. I remember when my niece came back from Ghana newly because she schooled in Ghana. When she came back, because she was in Ghana for many years, I think 7 years or so. She came back, everything is end. She did end burning. She said it's burning.
Get that from their church.
Church. It's burning. Oh God. It was so funny that time. She say end. Like me and you now, eh? You say end. End. Maybe they say it's Ghana people that are smart to speak English. This is the finished result, and I hope you try it and let me know in the comment section what you think. And just remember that some of the ingredients are optional. You don't need to add everything I added. Just pick out the ones you feel comfortable with, then you try. Then you can equally use the maple syrup. Yeah, for me, I didn't use the maple syrup because the pancakes are already rich and tasty enough.